Good after evening, Stiginator and Pool 1 Yacht Club. Hope everyone's doing well and ready for a sailing event at the Nürburgring GP circuit. I'm your host for the evening, and hopefully Trivs or maybe Hollywood, anyone who wants to join me on the chat. I'm Lone Ranger, so you can rock up and we can have a little bit of a powwow while the race goes on. The first time in 5 years I managed to finish in a position to be promoted to Pool 1, so I shall be here next week, so enjoy the stream while you can. That's if Uncle Ken doesn't report me though. Apparently I bumped him. I'm sorry, Uncle Ken. So Pool 1 has slightly different settings to the other pools. Main reason for that is we obviously don't want teammates telling their friends how to race in the main race, because that's the whole point of a late reveal weather race. You need to react as it goes and just deal with it as best as possible. We're just getting underway with Pool 1's qualifying. We have Levitas, Yastiel, Galarabrain, Hiravanti, Stignator, SMP3 Pro, The Nick, KLM Pace, GTSA, Vars Vartifus, Virsar Wolfie, OJJ, DS, Ghost Killer Pace, and Mr. Pumpkin Patch, all on track tonight for you. Looks like we're missing one driver, I think, that was unable to join. But yeah, we've got a 10-minute qualifying session. They're on their first flying laps now. Some great liveries as always. RBS, come in, join me on the chat, and you can tell them how to take the last corner. So what he's talking about there is in Pool 2, actually, I should have qualified fourth, but the race started a minute late, so I kind of went from 4th to 8th because other people completed their lap, and then I did exactly what Raventy's just done on lap 1 and on the last turn of the race. The fact that I have to race here next week. Literally, I was thinking, oh crap, should I stop and do what one of the other drivers did last year and let people pass me so I can stay in pool 2? And thinking that out the last corner I ended up in the barrier, and Hollywood passed me and I managed to cross the line 2 seconds ahead just in time of the guys that were coming behind. So we have Hollywood joining me now. Andrew all the way from the northern hemisphere. How are you doing? Mr. Andrew, can you hear me? Okay, apparently the northern hemisphere has a bit of a delay there. How's it going, bud? Okay, while I wait for Andrew, we're going to just take a look here. Holly, don't laugh too much. Can you hear him? Because I can't. Actually, wait, are you there? Now I can hear you.
I can hear you. Yeah.
How much did you laugh when you came past?
Sean and I laughed so hard. But I felt so bad. I was like, I've got to give you this position back. You worked so hard.
After my spin on lap 1, I was last. But I think I was 14 seconds off the lead, and by the time it got dry enough that everyone stabilized to a similar speed, I was down to 7 seconds. But obviously you do catch up a bit with the drier conditions each lap on the back. And then in the race, you came past me. I think I had a little twitch, but I was going to move over for you anyway, because I knew you were on inters and the guys ahead were on wet, so I wanted to follow you. And you're about half a second quicker, so I just followed you along there. And then, how's that weather though?
Yeah, then I messed up.
Yeah,
it was actually fun.
It was perfect.
I messed up a lot.
That race, the settings, if you look at it, it was R7, R6, R6, then one block of sun, then R8, R7. So out of 6 blocks, the 4th block was dry. The first 3 were rain, but in 10 minutes the rain was gone.
Yeah.
So from minute 15 till minute 35, or minute 30, we had bone dry track, which wasn't supposed to happen. And yeah, I'm checking everyone putting on slicks mid-pack, and I thought, oh, should I do that? One more lap. And when I came in, I was like, oh crap, if I put inters on, and I wanted to put weights when I picked the weather conditions, because what I did was I put 10 different combos together of weather, and then I picked one for the original one that I had last week. I put for pool 1, and then I picked one of the other 9 for everyone else. So obviously I've never practiced it, but I looked at it and I saw, okay, so it's fairly medium to heavy rain at the start, then it's going to be dry shortly, then it'll be heavy rain. So when I pit for fuel, I'm going to stop and put actually, I was even thinking we might not have to fuel at one stage, because when you're going slow you didn't need to. But I thought, okay, even if I don't need fuel, when I see that heavy rain coming, I'm going to put weights instead of inters. Then it was still bone dry when I had to pit, because my fuel was finished on lap 11. So I was like, okay, let's just put inters, because at least if it doesn't rain, my inters aren't going to be as bad as weights and finish before the race. I'll be slow, but at least I won't have to pit again. And as I came out the pit, I saw that first glimpse of rain. I was like, oh my word, because I thought Mr. GTSA had put slicks on, and Henny and yourself, I thought you guys all went for slicks, but obviously, like good citizens, you did read the weather report. So you guys took the same.
We took a gamble for the inters.
Yeah,
on both stints,
were you on inters at the end?
Inters in both.
What? G'day, who's that? RBS.
Yeah.
Lekker, man. We ran away with that race at the end, but
yeah.
I was
Man, I made so many mistakes. I'm so rusty. I fell back like from that 2nd place, all the way down to 5th, and then back down to 8th, and then back up again and back down again, and I pulled it together at the end. But then I lost focus.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just had this like, don't give up. Sean was like, don't give up, just keep going. You never know what happens. On that last corner, I had this like, never give up, never back down moment when I was like, yes.
I hit the wall and I started reversing, and when I was
heart sore for you though.
When I went forward, the car clipped the wall and got stuck. And I was like, shall I reverse?
Stuck there on the side. I was like, what's
should
going on?
I reverse again, or should I just go forward? So I just turned full lock and first gear and accelerated, and luckily it came off. And whoever was in 5th place was I saw 2 cars coming, but I crossed the line. I think I was laughing more than you guys were. Anyway, to this race, we've got GTRSA, currently quarter of a second up on Levi. He's quarter of a second up on Branavane, who's half a second ahead of Wolfie. SMP3 Pro's just gone pole. Pumpkin Patch, Stiginator, they're all coming through the last turn, so the order's going to shuffle around because each lap gets quicker. Let's see there, Ghost Killer goes quickest. Still pops him. Pumpkin Patch jumps to the front of the queue. You were in the Honda. Raventy to the front.
I went in the NS.
Yeah. So I can't remember who it was in pool 2, but I came right into I think it was Henny. I came into the pits right behind him, and whoever it was a ghost when I was coming out. I actually put 3 laps too much fuel in, which also didn't help.
Yeah, I short fueled, but we could have oversund it, done even more of a short fuel. Obviously, forgetting that the rain, you don't use as much fuel. So I could have probably jumped an extra position out of the pits, but I mean, this made the race very close, the way the weather conditions were.
Yeah, the softs, we got the race starting now. I'm just going to exit and go back in.
Here we go. Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so Raventy on pole, Vos, Vartafus, Pumpkin Patch, Yastiel, Ghost Killer, Wolfie, SMP3 Pro, and GTRSA, your top 8. My fellow normal co-commentator Raventy looking splendid in his NSX livery. We're just going to go to the mid-pack and watch where the chaos descends. We see some guys going wide. Levi getting elbows out with Varsvater. The old one actually felt good, but I just...
The old one?
Yeah. I tried the new one, and coming through the kink down towards the chicane. When it was on inters, it was sketchy through there. So I actually practiced an hour and a half yesterday in the new Lexus, and then today I just thought, let me run my GTR. So I did the race with barely no...
like cornflakes, that GTR, you know?
Yeah, that was my plan there. So we've got a shake up in the order. Levi's up to 4th, Yastiel's in 3rd, Pumpkin Patch is in 2nd, pack's all over. What I'm going to do is we're going to just check if anyone is running wets here. I think these guys, their weather setting was slightly less heavy rain at the start. They had a couple R5s and R7s in their settings.
Lucky them.
Yeah. So actually, we've got Raventy leading, Pumpkin Patch now in 2nd place. So all the NSX leads the new NSX. And we've got another NSX in 3rd, NSX in 4th, 5th, 6th. So the first GTR is Kalen Pace in 7th place. So what's your predictions? It's already shaken up here. We don't know the weather settings. I'll read you what the weather's supposed to be. So for pool 1...
It's going to be a tough guess right now. But
R6, R7,
I mean,
then cloudy, then R5, R3, R8. So they're going to have this kind of rain.
For them.
Lighter rain in the middle.
But lighter
and then R3 and R5 it will be almost dry, and then R8 right at the end. So they might have a little bit more dry time, but we'll see how it goes. Kalen dropping down to 8th. Looks like everyone's on intermediates. GTRSA taking a look.
I'm going to go with a dark horse. I think Kalen's going to come back for a podium somewhere. That's what I think.
Yeah. Another guy, we're currently watching him in 10th. I don't know. Mr. SMP3 Pro used to be a guy that always did well in these kind of combos.
Actually, when we did a bit of...
It was in my... Yeah, Yas is always a king of changeable conditions. If we look at the track map,
right
it looks...
now it's going to be so tight for a long time, so it's hard to say, you know. Anyone can make up places.
But Pumpkin Patch doing a good job. Levi's now up to 3rd place on the back of your steel.
Yeah, up front, you definitely will have an advantage, you know, being clear. So, you know, if Yeah, it's true.
Slightly,
I mean, it still will dry out.
Oh yeah, still runs a bit wide.
You know,
He gets out the way of
if you
Levi
can just
coming
put his
through.
head down and go for it, I think you're out.
Ghost Killer coming up, looking up the inside. It's also when you touch the dirt, exactly what I was saying. Still just holds it together. You touch the dirt and come back on track. It's all over the place.
It takes so long to clear.
Yeah, but Steele's holding on there side by side with Ghost Killer still. We've got VSR Max Verstappen in the Red Bull Honda looking car. How's this queue here? Everyone jockeying for position. Oh, Wolfie gets it sideways and into Kalen, and so luckily he's going again, but he has lost time. The nice thing though is, like we were saying, with the Gran Turismo physics, and it's the right way to do it, the cars behind do generally get less water because the cars in front blow it off the track. But that's dropped Wolfie about 8 seconds. Oh, and big dive bomb from GTSA there, it looked like on Raventy. Look, I think Ken Dog says it's raining in Joburg now thanks to my settings. And unlucky there for GTSA. He's always a clean driver, he wouldn't have meant that, but when you lock a wheel and the car just starts skidding your passenger, so he's waiting there. Yeah, exactly. My theory the whole race was, when I was practicing, I kept going off there. It ruined my qualifying lap as well. I went off, but we have Wolfie still with dirty tyres, struggling to recover here a little bit at the moment. We go back to the front, it's still pumpkin patch. Great lap by him last time around, 209, second quicker than the pack.
Wolfie's struggling a little bit now, maybe he's a bit flustered.
Yeah, you do.
Falling back so much.
That's exactly what happened to me. I was flustered because I was expecting to start 4th, then I was 8th, and then first lap went alright until the last corner when I spun it, and then I think I was up to 6th, and now I went all the way back to 11. And it's so hard to overtake when guys are on wets and you on inters when it's raining heavily. So, but my whole practice was, Pool 1 guys normally run inters in heavy weather. It's all the conditions were set to be changeable, so my practice was inters on a very wet track. And if anyone joined my pool, it was R8, R8, R6, R8, R8 whenever I was practicing. So I think that paid off in the end. Pumpkin patch now opening the gap. Ghost Killer and...
I see in the comments they say I don't think we can hear Fluffy. I don't know if they...
No, there's Fluffy on the chat. There's Mr. RBS and there's Hollywood. So, oh, look at this. 2 trailer park goals go around each side. That was like Michael Schumacher and Hakkinen overtaking the back marker, but they both went deep, and Levi did the switcheroo back into second.
It's Sean.
Sean RBS.
Sean.
But that's because you're whispering into your mic. Talk loud, and Trips, can you hear Sean? Shout if you can hear Sean. Yeah. Just quickly look to the party and see if your sharing chat to stream is turned on. Yeah, Brunnevan gets past Levi. Levi's struggling a little bit in these heavier conditions that we have now. Everyone on the inters, and this is where I was talking about it. Once you start seeing that little blue speck on the water level indicator on the left there, that's when the inters were really tricky, especially in the Honda.
Yeah, the Honda is like quite twitchy, but it's got a really awesome turn-in and power band. But that does make it quite stressful in this type of condition. And I've been off for a while, not racing, last almost 2 months. So just getting back to it, I found it quite challenging to manage this. But I mean, that's why I made the mistakes. Thanks for throwing me in the deep end, Stephen.
The settings were there last week. Not my fault you didn't practice enough. I'm joking.
We have to work, man.
I'm telling you. So
Yeah.
I don't practice on the weekend at the moment. Other things, and then I did a quick half an hour test on Monday. I did an hour and a half last night, and I did about half an hour this afternoon when I got home. So I got 3 different times in, and the first time I just did like 2 laps in each car, and then, like I say, an hour and a half in the Lexus, and then half an hour in the Nissan.
Yeah,
guys in the
good, man. Honestly,
guys in the chat.
You were solid tonight.
We've got 18 guys watching. Tell us how your race went. Your predictions. We're already 5 laps into this race. We're on the 5th lap. Looking at the weather again. This is...
No, this was my first win in GTSA in wet weather.
Well, this was my first podium in GTSA Pool 2 since 2018 or 19. The last time I got promoted to Pool 1, we had only 10 driver pools, and that was... There were still very fast guys. Kalen was there. Old guys like Jade, Conrad from Carties, now RTA... what's his name? What's that big? Used to be called Baby Boy. Lorenzo, Mr. Galtieri. Lorenzo and Skitty and a bunch of the old guys, all the old champions. So, but yeah, we also only had about 80, 70 drivers at the time. So we had Rain 5, Rain 7. I think we're in the Rain 5 again section now. See if we can find anyone who's got a weather map on to see what the conditions are going to be. No man, GTRSA turning your traction control between 2 and 3 here? I think that's a glitch, so you wouldn't be dialing it all the time. Some difficult condition comments. Yeah, Mr. Parky Farky was with me, and I think he was in the old NSX, flying along, putting pressure.
Yeah.
At the start, we both had issues and dropped, like I said earlier, 5-6 seconds back, but then we reeled the pack in. It's good fun. It looks like the rain stopped on this who we with OJ's map, so the track should start drying now. And what I'm interested to see is how long it stays dry for, because it's already the first two blocks, 2.5 blocks are gone in 10 minutes. So are they going to go to slicks, and if so, when? Nice pedals.
Is everyone on inters?
Everyone started on inters here.
Everyone started on inters, okay.
See, Raventy, who got collected there earlier, battling with the Nick. Actually, Kalen in 12th place. I think after the spin in front of him, he actually waited, but I don't think it was his fault. Steele, who was in 3rd, also had an issue, down in 11th. OJ now up to 10th, GTRSA 9th, Stignator 8th, Wolfie, who was involved in that spin early on, up to 7th now. Like I said, it's not that unheard of to catch up, because he's now only 12 seconds behind.
The pack is tight.
It's drying further back, so these guys are having a slightly more grip than the guys at the front. SMP, he's in 6th, right behind Ghost Killer in 5th. 4th, we got Levi in 3rd. Brunavane now in 2nd. Him and Pumpkin Patcher Gap staying fairly similar. It was about 4.2 when he came past, so he's only closed half a second since he got past Levi. If you look at the times, the guys in front last time around were in the 208s, and the fastest lap was by Raventy, who was in 14th, who did just in the 204s. That's that effect of the dry track.
Yeah, you're going to see the
about 3 seconds.
Fast guys also start climbing up the pack now as well.
So now, when would you guys pit? Looking at the, we've got Pumpkin Patch cooling his tires to get a bit of extra life out of it.
I will still go to lap 10. I think the track isn't that dry yet. in case it goes down rapidly now.
Yeah. The issue is...
The problem is the first sector on this track. That's where the issue is. So when you're on the inters, if you're going to go to a dry compound, you're not going to make it in the first sector of this track.
At the moment, I think
all the wall piles up.
You probably could make it how it is now. It's bordering on that switch to inter or dry line. But the problem is, if you catch, you're going to get past, and when you need to overtake anyone, you're going to go onto the wet and spin. The Pumpkin Patch.
Schumacher S is you love to stay in there.
Last time around, Pumpkin Patch 2019, OJ 2 minutes 0. Happy Pumpkin Patch having a great drive here, very consistent.
Hey.
The 9BR guys have been working hard here. Good pace from Brunavane. Levi's also on the pace. Fuss and Ghost Killer are having a bit of a battle here with S&P right behind him. Ghost Killer looks up the inside. I couldn't think of a cool username, said my settings caused a storm and knocked out his internet. That wasn't my fault.
You're gonna get a blame for everything, so don't worry.
Well, don't worry. Yesterday I did a quick test on next week's settings. I'll share them tomorrow at 5 o'clock as usual. But that short who's going into the pits, we have Fuss going in. Big gamble.
Yeah, I would go a lap later, but the undercut can help.
Yeah. Well, I also
he's gonna get used to the conditions now.
Yeah. I also think maybe a lap too soon.
Out of the pit lane nicely.
That's what you
have to coast very,
you actually
very
you got to either let or never do
it. Goes down the pit lane now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Levi seems to have made it out. Here comes Fuss, very gradually. Who's next?
Soft.
OJ.
Let's see what he does.
And on the left side of the screen there's a bit more rain. Is that the second batch of rain coming?
That's...
It's probably a small little...
Oh, Rav came out the pits and got bitten there. Just missed it. So let's see how these guys are going at the back here.
Oh wow, yeah, nice far back.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah.
I think my theory, I'm not very good at getting exact lines, like you pull one guy's normally, so generally in these kind of conditions I try to run as long as my fuel tank will let me, until it's play the rather safe than sorry card. The Stignator gets a big tank slap on. Throw some barking terms out here. He's got the Nick right behind. The Nick seems to be one of those guys. Is he a new guy? I don't really recall him too well from previous seasons.
I think he's a new guy.
I think he's one of the Sam guys of the F1 team. He was driving very well last week. It's towards the back of the grid, and we got to a point where I was third and he was fourth for a long time. But then I was actually fourth, and Superman, he crashed into the car that was in second, that spun in front of him, and then I crashed into Manny, which cost us all about 10-15 seconds. And then the problem was I was doing a two-stopper, so I had to put in extra time, but I lost that 10-15 seconds to the Nick, and then when I came out I was in traffic. So strategy didn't quite work out last week, but he went from last in the race, second last, somewhere there, and I think he was second or third at the end, and that's how he obviously got promoted. But great performance by him last week, and he was towards the back earlier. Now he's in sixth, so yeah, I see on the back of his car Sam. So great job, Sam representative here. Nice to have some quick guys. Levi's in seventh currently. We should be seeing faster sectors from him. I would pit now if you're looking at the track conditions, but let's see if we can find someone who's got track map on. There's a little bit of rain around.
I'm quite curious to see what's the strategy for some of these guys.
I think Pumpkin got there is somebody also.
Was someone off?
No. For the rain, the weather.
Yeah, OJ's got his on.
Yeah, there it is.
But that's a fast patch.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna infect it too much.
I see the weather
Some
was
of the guys
cloudy,
seem to not be
then
wanting to take the gamble, I guess. On
rain
this.
5, rain 3, rain 8. So
It's gonna stay quite dry now.
until the last 2 laps, when we're going to have chaos. But the trick is, we'll see what time Levi does next time around. SMP3 Pro's now up to second, and he did a 50.0 last time, 58. Punkin's in, and let's see, he should be fitting weights as well. I think it's a bit late. Softs, yeah, sorry. And if you're going to pit now, fitting anything else isn't the greatest idea. The top 3 are all in. Levi was 22 seconds behind. Just a tyre stop I saw was about 16 seconds, but obviously they have to refuel, so Levi's early stop there should get him right back up front. Stignator stays out on his inters. He's rolling the dice a bit, but you would. He is in 7th, 8th place. So Kalen also sticking on the inters now, leading. Now they're praying for the rain clouds.
Yeah, so that's the other strategy, is to try to hang it out a little bit and see if those inters pull it off at the end.
So Pumpkin Patch came out behind Levi by a couple of seconds.
On both sides, it really is.
So somebody stay on inters now. Let's see.
Kalen and Stignator.
Yeah, they stayed.
So Levi last time around was a 53.9, so call it a 54.0, and Kalen was a 57.9, so 58, so 4 seconds a lap difference.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
But Kalen can stick it out at least another lap here till he catches up with him. Remembering Kalen was like in 8th or 9th place at the time, after his earlier troubles. Yeah, exactly. Kalen's got nothing to lose, says Kendog.
If the rain comes now and he's on inters, it's going to work out for him.
There is rain in the horizon. Look at Pumpkin Patch's screen.
And the thing is, Kalen can take whatever line he wants as well, whereas the guys on softs, he can't really touch the sides too much.
Yeah. Runaway and Ghost Killer going past Pumpkin Patch. They're just a bit braver in these conditions at the moment. Remembering he had like a 4-second lead on these guys until the pits. Let's go back to the front. Levi's really cut half that gap on Kalen going through the chicane. While we having this excitement, I just want to shout out obviously Track Art and TGN back for another season with prizes. The guys always support us. Kalen goes into the pits. Don't know if I'd be putting
going in, okay.
Maybe put inters back on, but we'll see. That's also quite a gamble. I would have done one more lap like Stignator's doing. Let's find OJ and see what his weather report says. Yeah, there's definitely rain coming, so let's see what Kalen comes out with. But yeah, saying TGN Track Art back for another season. We also have some new sponsors. KBR EcoBoost not racing with us at the moment. Kalen goes on to softs. Might not have been the best time for that.
I would have stayed in this now.
Yeah,
just really rolled the dice. So new sponsors for the season: KBR EcoBoost, Cherry and Ford from Parabora. They dropped in some money for vouchers. We have Rhino Utilities and Sanine. They do solar and electrical. That's what's the name now? TFR Jacques. Trying to watch a race and read here, but shout out to Rhino Utilities.
Yeah,
if you need,
Jacques.
if you need, he has the rain. So this is going to be interesting. Stignator in second on inters might have made a brilliant call, but he needs to pit for fuel. Levi's 8 seconds ahead of him already. Back to sponsors. Dino from Mayfair Gearbox also jumped in on the voucher parade. So shout out to Dino, Mayfair Gearbox, KZN. I think they're the commercial side, but all the Mayfair Gearboxes, if you need your gearboxes looked after, go see them. Check Stignator right on Levi at the moment. And this is shaking it all up. Levi gets a helping hand to turn around there, spun into the corner, and Alan helped him turn. So Alan's going to go into the pits. You're going to have to put weights on now. Pumpkin Patch now 26 seconds behind. Everyone going off. The slick runners definitely
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
having a
It's
hard
risky.
time here.
Like you have to be very careful
But
when you
I
come
don't know
in.
what happened there because the other guys slowed right down for Pumpkin Patch to be ahead. They've lost 30 seconds, Ghost Killer. So it looks like a shootout now between Stignator and Levi.
It's a mess now.
Do you know from Mayfair sponsored
They should have gone in
some
the lap
vouchers? That Kalen should have put winters. Shame.
And he should have, yeah. And then,
he is now in 11th. S&P running through the mud. These guys mustn't give up because you never know what's going to happen. Raventy, who had that huge issue earlier, he's almost a lap, or he is half a lap down. Okay, he's battling there, but let's see who's. Everyone's on racing softs up until the guys that have pitted now. The Nick, go Nick, great call there. He's got fuel, he's on inters, and he's in 3rd place, 9 seconds off the lead. Levi 4.5 seconds off the lead. Stignator 4.5 seconds in the lead.
Silent killer.
Stignator's got a 3-second penalty from the pit though, so that's not going to help him. On the sponsors, we also have Right Recruitment who dropped a 500 Rand voucher. That's what's it? Escort. Where does DC Gaming live? That's his mom's company for recruitment purposes. Right Recruitment, give them a shout. And those are our new sponsors. So Cherry and Ford Parabora, Rhino Utilities, Mayfair Gearbox, and Right Recruitment. And that's a mouthful, so you guys can take over for a few minutes.
Thanks for that. Wow, what an interesting turn this race has turned out to be here. I think that those guys should have, obviously they should have gone in that lap before. From the softs.
No, that's the thing with the rain. I mean, if you're on the wrong place on the track, it's gonna get you out.
Exactly. Oh man. I felt like Alan was going to pull it off. I thought he had the right strat, and I don't know why he went on the softs, but it is what it is.
Who's that? Kalen.
Yeah.
Kalen, yeah.
So Alan serves his 3-second penalty that's going to bring Levi right on his rear end. Here he comes, but he was quick in the damp conditions. With the heavier rain, he wasn't as quick earlier as some of the other guys. So this isn't all over. Him and Alan have 6 laps still to fight this out. The Nick is now only 4 seconds behind. Doing a great job there.
Wow. Amazing. From pool 2 into pool 1, now into podium in pool 1. Amazing job.
So watch Levi going to take a look up the inside of Alan into turn 1.
This is where it gets tough on this first corner in the slipstream.
Yeah, Alan goes deep, lets Levi side by side. He goes through. So it was the RITE recruitment Trivs, not RIGHT. It's turn right, which the guys are turning left currently. You don't want to turn right into a left-hander. So Levi's got some good pace. The Nick.
Haven't you seen cars? You must turn left to go right.
Yeah, in these conditions, probably.
So we got Brunavane who made it through all that drama. He's 21 seconds off the lead, but he was 25 or 6 at one stage. Wolfie's now right with him, all the way from the back of the grid, now going for 4th. Fist, who was our long-time leader, now in 7th. Ghost Killer 6th. Sorry, Pumpkin Patch is 8th, our long-time leader. Fist is 7th. These guys are in their own little battle here, the 7th and 8th place. That was just pure bad luck. Pumpkin should have gone in, well, most of the guys pitted slicks 1 lap too early. Kalen down in 9th. Kalen's 11th lap after he fitted slicks was 3 minutes 15. There's a bit of a killer there. GTSA also had a long lap or 2. Yeah, Steel.
Now the track is drying up again.
Yep. Well, yeah, Steel stayed out on slicks, so he's 1 minute and 8 behind though, and only 5 laps left. But I think it's a bit late to get to the front, but he might make that 30 seconds to the guys fighting over 5th, 6th, that sort of area. We'll see how it goes. Who else has anyone? S&P's on intermediates. OJ's on intermediates, got a 3-second pit penalty. Raventy staying out the way there. Levi's 1.5 ahead of Stignator.
This was probably the gamble that they were going for, is because they knew that it was going to dry out a little later again.
Yeah,
and so
but the pit stop
chance to stay on the RS now.
Pit stop for tyres was 16-20 seconds, and they lost a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll see what happens. It's drying again.
Again, if you were on the inters the whole time, you'd probably be better off the whole way.
Yeah.
Or so, just, put that one lap earlier.
Well, then you will be a minute ahead now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one got it quite perfect, but Alan did one of the better jobs, and the Nick did one of the... Nick dropped slightly back now, but he's still 12 seconds ahead of Branavane in third, and Wolfie, so he needs to be a second or two, less than 2 seconds a lap slower than those guys, and he should manage to hold on to his podium and pull one top. You never know what's going to happen. Is anyone going to pit for slicks? We saw that about 4 or 5 seconds a lap quicker. It's actually worth it. If it's 20 seconds, 16 seconds.
To lose 20 seconds and go and pit again for inters at the end.
Oh yeah, we still have, but I think has the rain gone now?
I don't think so. If you say there's rain 08 on the end,
it's supposed to be, but this thing does weird things sometimes.
Oh, you never know.
Sometimes the whole thing goes too fast.
08.
Yeah, I think it's a R3 and R5, R3, R8. So it shouldn't have stopped raining. Let's go see the weather forecast. Here comes a R8. Never mind. You could also pit and put wets on now, because you're about 3 seconds lap quicker on wets and inters in heavy rain. I'd practice that as well, but if you only have to do it for a couple laps, it wasn't worth it. So pumpkin patches.
We weren't that much of a difference. Our wet and inter times were very, very similar. The wets just seem to give much better grip on obviously braking and turning and acceleration. I don't know. The inters seem to be really, really, really good if you can manage it. But if it's crazy weather, then the inters suck.
So
right now.
We got some guys going into the pits. Shame GTSA. Got a feel for him. He was going for the pits there, but he just slid straight across pit lane entrance. And now you can see he's battling to even go down the straight. Steele, who was on slicks, did a 205 last time around when everyone else was doing 158s on their inters. So gap Levi to Stignator is 4 seconds, but we did see Levi was battling a little bit in the heavy rain at the start. So can Alan catch up? The Nick's still 8 seconds behind Alan. Branavane's 23 seconds off the lead now.
Just points out that none of us predicted who's going to be first, second, third here.
No, well, I always back Alan, but I didn't think we'd see Alan and the Nick on the podium. Levi's always a shout for top 3. At one stage it looked like he was going to drop out of the top 5 though, but that stint on the slicks, he pulled a bit of time, and he got to the pits as it stopped raining. He didn't lose 30 seconds like the guys he was battling with for second, because of his good pace when he went on slicks. So well done to him. I see Alan had taken, so instead of the gap going down into the 3s, it's now almost 6. You can see that. Yeah, here's the heavy rain. This is where you just coast, lift, try and stay on track without pushing too hard. I mean, if you Levi, you got 6 seconds with 4 laps to go. There's no need to push hard.
Yeah, exactly. Just stay consistent.
I also know some guy though that had a 15-second lead or 12-second lead and was thinking the same thing. The last 5 laps I was cruising, and that didn't work out well. So.
Yeah.
I told Hollywood Steven is gonna be so happy with his third place. He's going to pull one.
I'd have been happy about the podium, because I'm still going to pull one in 4th, but I'd have rather had a podium and not go.
Oh yeah, it's 4 up, 4 down. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'm still in trouble, but I didn't even get a podium.
Right. Yeah,
that's why I was saying it was a good thing I recovered with a second and a half to spare.
5 seconds. You finished 5 seconds behind me.
Yeah, but I was 2 ahead of 5th place was the main thing. Stignator bringing that gap back down again. Is Levi just pacing himself? Is he just a bit cautious in the wet? Nick's still in 3rd. Wolfie now up to 4th. He's got past Brunavane. Ghost Killer 6th. Pumpkin Patch up in 7th. It's got a little gap on Varsvater 1st. The fish should be fast in these conditions. I mean, come on, guys. Bad joke of the day.
Why is he so slow?
They're coming up to lap GTRSA, I think, still on slicks with time penalties. Kalen's now 9th. S&P's 10th. OJ 11th. Steel 12th. Raventy is now just overtaken GTRSA, so that's not far behind Rav was after his incident, 3 minutes 51 lap. But GTRSA is now 3 minutes and 7 seconds into this lap, and he's supposed to get through the chicane. Triv says, I need kids so I can do better dad jokes. What was my dad joke I heard the other day that I enjoyed? Trivs, would you like a dad joke? Waiting for him to type. Always. Now I have to remember it. So,
Steven, let's see that gap between Stignator and Levi.
Yeah, it's still, I just changed it, 5 seconds still. It's holding stationary roundabout there. The Nick's got 1 second.
Nick?
7.5. So it is coming down, but only by like a second a lap. 3 laps to go.
Actually, Wolfie did a really good job to come back from that incident in the beginning as well. He was so far back.
Yeah, sorry, Brandavane's now got back ahead of Wolfie.
Oh, yeah.
So it must have slid wide on the turn there. Lost a couple seconds.
Just as I say, Wolf, you did a good job. Sorry.
Just as we changed views. We've got Ghost Killer in 6th, Pumpkin Patch still in 7th. He's opening up the gap on the fish behind him. I feel bad for Pumpkin. That law incident he had. 3 minutes left. Trivs. Okay, here's the one I was trying to think of. Managed to remember it. So, do you guys know that koi fish always travel in groups of 4? Do you know why? Because if they attacked koi A, koi B, and koi C will scatter, leaving behind the decoy. Okay, anyway, that was really bad. So, you asked for a bad dad joke.
It's terrible.
Not gonna lie, definitely is.
Keep to your dad.
I heard another one about a genie, but it's R-rated the other day, so I can't use that one. Still, top 4 drops, so 15th, 14th, 13th, and 12th. Steel's currently in the drop spot, 5 seconds behind OJ, and he was 2 seconds a lap quicker last time around. So we might have a battle for the relegation place. S&P's far ahead, 35 seconds. Kalen 15 up the road. So good recovery by Kalen again in the 2:16s, which is decent pace at this time. Where Brunavane and Wolfie are fighting, and Wolfie gets another tank slapper on. DC are racing next week in Pool 1, so Raventy will probably have to do the dad jokes.
I'm reacting because I'm delayed. Watching YouTube.
Richard enjoyed the decoy. Back to the front. Stignator is a little bit closer to the Nick. It's fairly static at the moment. I think that was a major shake-up though, with everyone pitting a lap too soon, and then the guys that stayed out. I mean, they basically did exactly what we did, but they decided to go for the slicks. We read the weather forecast on our race and fitted Inter's hoping it would rain. Never believe the weather report, kids.
I think that our strat was pretty good, to be honest.
I wanted to go soft, and Hollywood told me don't.
I see, so Hollywood, you cost us each a place there.
Yeah, oh, damn it.
We're right on board with Levi for a little bit in the wet conditions.
Oh, such a delay watching YouTube.
It's normally about 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was about 5 seconds, yeah.
So Levi's stabilised his pace here. He's got another second on Alan at the moment.
Yeah, he had a strong finish. There was maybe a slightly shaky start, but strong race.
Last lap, Stig I think's just trying to bring it home safely. That gap's come down by another 2 seconds to the Nick, but he's still got 4 seconds in hand. Hopefully by round 4 I'm back in. You never know what happens
a turn in the final turn.
Don't curse it. It was literally a case of, okay, well I've made it through the kink, I made it through the chicane, I'm through the last turn, so oh no, I have to go to pool 1 in 3rd place, I'm ahead of Holly. Oh wait, there's a wall, what am I looking at? I didn't even crash in the turn, I crashed out of the turn.
Yeah, we were past it, yeah. I came around, I was shocked. I was like, what's going on? Wait, is that the finish line? No. And then I was like, no, wait, oh my god, Steven spun out. It
was hilarious. No damage done. You can have those extra 4 points.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Do you guys know why Spider-Man's evil twin failed his driving test?
Tell us.
He was a bad parallel parker.
Funny. Peter Parker.
Yeah, so we got Levi here coming into the chicane, safely negotiating it. Let's see. See Ellen in the background.
Watch out for the last turn.
It's good. And he didn't do what I did, because that's roundabout here's where my arse came around. Well done. I think that's 2 in a row for Levi. At one stage he looked in trouble, but
yeah, great job.
The strategy worked, and well done to Stignator and the Nick, who probably had the 2 drives of the day with their strategy and timing.
Absolutely.
Branavane manages to hold off Wolfie. Actually, Wolfie we can also add to that list for a brilliant comeback. We might have some panel reports to do, but great job there to only be 14 seconds off the lead when he is 18 seconds behind after lap 1 or 2. Ghost Killer 6, Pumpkin Patch, great first half of the race, unlucky with when the rain came and the tyre choice. Fists 8th, Kalen coming around, also 30 seconds later he would have won this race, instead he's finishing 9th. If you had the weather had come in 30 seconds earlier, because you would have seen it on his radar and fitted the right tyres.
Yeah.
Next up, S&P. Steele's got the gap down to 1.7 on OJ in the battle for who gets relegated. So we're going to follow that. They still have about a third of a lap to do. 1.2 seconds, 1.1. I think intermediates on versus wets. Steele's wets obviously giving a lot more grip at the moment. 9/10 of a second. One more lap he definitely would get him, but can he get him into the chicane? 7/10. Do you go for a huge dive bomb here? I would. Come on, yes. Okay, let's see. Traction out the corner. Does he steal it?
It's going to be close.
Looks like he's looking up the inside. 2 pace boys side by side into last turn. He still gets a wobble. Oh, I thought he had him there.
That wobble cost him there.
Yeah, he had to turn too tight and
it's a good effort.
Low nudge. So close, yes.
Effort.
Good comeback there. Well done to all the guys. It was very interesting racing. Wolfie with the fastest lap. 52.6. Now, I may as well mention, I actually forgot, our prizes, the lucky draw prize, we had used 3 times T150. That's going to go to a lucky draw between the controller drivers. So I think we've got about 30 out of 130 guys that don't have wheels, so one of them will get a wheel.
But I was on a controller tonight.
But you have a wheel. So that's one prize. Then we have set 1,000 Rand fastest laps prize. So we're going to look at the most fastest laps from all 12 races. So pool 1, pool 2. Obviously, I'm not going to count each race to see who had the fastest lap. It's in each pool. In all pools, sorry. So if Dave van Rensburg in pool 6 gets fastest lap every week and gets 12, and the next best is 9, then Dave van Rensburg will get the 1,000 Rand voucher. So even if you are in 6th place, there's a reason to push for fastest lap in your race at the end.
That's a cool incentive, yeah.
Just looking at some of the other guys, these guys were flying. I thought I had some good pace, but they also did have dry track and slicks. But yeah, well done to pool 1. Next week we're going to have to switch places with myself and Ravanti, because he is unfortunately dropping to 2. And then I'm sure the week after normal service will resume and I'll be back in pool 2 and dropping, so then I can stream again.
That's confidence for yourself.
Maybe not.
Well, I'm admin, so I'm just going to go pick my favorite car and favorite settings. Unfortunately, I've already got the track, so that's not going to help me. But we'll see you all next week, round 3. Thanks to everyone who did watch. Thanks to you guys for joining me. That was good fun in pool 2.
Thanks,
good fun watching pool 1.
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, it was
Thanks,
great. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Hope you have a good one.